I welcome everyone to the International Conference on Populism or Populism's Digital Technologies and the recent 2024 Indonesian elections. We were thinking that we would have this conference between two elections because we thought there would be a runner-up, a second round, but this didn't happen. It's okay. Our papers are here. We have exciting 31 presentations over 2 days, looking at the issue from different angles. We have here our Institute Director, Fethi Mansouri. We are organizing this conference in partnership with universities in Indonesia, Gajah Mada University, European Center for Populism Studies, and also Alfred Deakin Institute for Citizenship and Globalisation, which is one of the 7 research institutes of Deakin University, but it's the only social science institute at Deakin. And Fethi Mansouri has been the founding director of this great institution that I enjoy working. And I invited him to just give us a welcoming speech. Thank you, Fethi.
Thank you very much, Ihsan. And of course, I would like to start by acknowledging that we here, physically at least, are meeting you and connecting with you from the land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin nations, and pay our respect to their elders, past, present, and future. And also, the spirit of this conference acknowledge that these lands have not been ceded and that the struggle for justice and reconciliation is an ongoing one. Thank you so much, Ihsan, for inviting me to say a few words at the opening of this conference. I must say I don't really know a lot about Indonesian elections. Indonesia is such an important regional neighbor of ours here in Australia, and we should, of course, always try to understand the dynamics of the social, the political, the cultural, and the economic, and also the strategic of that neighbor. As Ihsan has alluded to, this conference is supported by the Alfred Deakin Institute. Of course, I'm such a lucky director of an institute where we have so many wonderful scholars, so many amazing scholars, both professors, but also early career researchers and also PhD students. And I think all of you add to the hugely impactful work of the institute, which is why we are a successful institute. ADI is organized around 4 major research programs. One on migration, diversity, and mobilities, which a lot of my work is in. Another one is on people, place, and heritage. And we have a lot of amazing work that goes there by historians and archaeologists and people who do work in that space, cultural anthropologists. And then we have another research program, which is culture, environment, and science. And then we're really engaging with a lot of the questions about how socially we need to interact with science and scientific progress, if you like, or developments. And then we have the one that's really relevant to this particular conference, which is governance, development, and peace. And you can see really the nexus for us is to try to understand how societies can exist peacefully whilst they pursue other agendas around governance, democratic governance, but also around economic development. Yeah, so it's always an absolutely important challenge to aim for, which is you are sustaining economic development while you are also advancing your trajectory towards good governance and democratic way of running things, and which is why this is an absolutely important conference. I was looking at the title, Walking Here, and I thought to myself, Hassan, if you really want to understand what's going on right now, what's wrong with the world that we are living in, you look at some of the key words in this particular conference. So populism is an absolutely huge phenomenon, and you can see it playing out, not just in Indonesia, but it's playing out in the US politics is playing out in politics in the Middle East, in North Africa, in the country where I am originally from, in Tunisia. We made strong strides towards democratization. We are now governed by a very democratically elected populist. And as a result of those things, if you like, putting those things together, we are seeing a little bit of a kind of a backsliding on the democratic gains that Tunisia has achieved since the Arab Spring started. And of course, the other key word here is digital technologies. And I cannot say enough about digital transformations and how they're really changing everything we do in our daily lives, from how we conduct businesses, to how we run elections, to how even we relate to one another. So in migration research, my area of research, we talk about the transnational turn. So now we talk about transnational lives, transnational families, transnational being. All of that has been enabled, of course, by digital transformations, by digital technologies, which allow people to compress spatially and to compress temporally. So time and space become compressed thanks to digital technologies, because you can, log on and speak to people who are in a different time zone, different location, and in a way you compress what previously used to be that disparity, that disconnection that we had. So digital technologies are really changing the way we think, the way we go about everyday lives, and in this particular context, also the way elections are constructed, organized, and delivered. And of course, that is extremely important, because at the end of the day, that also will shape and impact the outcome of those political operations. And so it's only really timely, and it's only absolutely critical, I think, critically important, that you look at the elections in Indonesia in 2024, and perhaps the outlook also beyond the 2024 elections. So on that note, I just want to say thank you for being here, and I'm really excited, and I'm sure Ihsan will send me all sorts of interesting papers and reports to look at. But good luck with your presentations, and good luck with your deliberations, and I look forward to reading and hearing more about this. Thank you, Ihsan.
Thank you, Fethi.